And this will not be the last time we see Cade Flatt attempt to get the high school national record.
I'm ready. My name's Cade Flatt. I'm from Benton, Kentucky, and I run the 800 meters. 800 meters is kind of, my middle school coach in 6th grade put me in it, and it worked out for me, but it's an event that I always love running. It's a man's event. It's the man's event. You know, 800 is hard. It's not a desirable event. It's a place no one wants to be, a place, you know, people don't like running. It's an event people don't like running, so it's a man's event. It's toughest. It's for the baddest.
From the time he was like a little bitty, my father always said, you know, the first thing he said was, you know, that kid he's so light on his feet. I'm like, Dad, he's 3. You know, calm down. He's light on his feet. Look how he moves. He just can run and jump and do things, you know. And of course, he noticed it first, and we started picking up on the kind of the same things.
So I guess right now you're at a spot where not a lot of people get to be in terms of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So what's the opportunity before you?
Oh.
How would you define it?
Opportunity before me. Which one? 2 weeks ago, this opportunity came up, and you know, I said in April, I said mid-June is when I was going to come and try to break this record. You know, and then 2 weeks ago, the call came, and I said, yeah, let's do it. I feel ready.
And so that mark to beat tonight for Cade Flatt is 1:46.45. He ran 1:47.04 earlier in the season against collegiates.
So Cade has range. We've seen him he has wheels from the 100, the 200, the 400. We saw what he can do against the high school field. This is his second true test with professionals. He ran at Ole Miss earlier in the year.
He's a high school senior. This is Cade Flatt.
He and his brother, you know, arguing, fighting, just typical teenagers did. But that's kind of how he got into running, because they would, you know, they'd be out in the yard fighting on the trampoline, or they'd be out doing something, getting on his mother and I's nerves or something. We said, all right, that's enough. To the Wisemans and back, and the Wisemans are neighbors that live a half a mile. Their mailbox is a half a mile up the road. I'd say to the Wisemans and back, and I know them. If you don't touch their mailbox, they're going to tell me. I said, you got 10 minutes or whatever the time to get back here. You know, so they take them off. By the time they get back, they were too exhausted to fight anymore. So that's kind of how they get into running a little bit.
You say that's accurate?
Yeah, that's accurate. Yeah, made me not like running at first. You know, I never liked it because it was always like, if I wanted to play like PlayStation, like PS2 at the time, I'd have to go. It was like, all right, go run a mile first. Or Bryce was a little older than me, so he'd do like 3 miles. I'd do like 1 mile. Or whatever, or then, you know, I'd go on runs with him once I was old enough, and I'd be like, all right, let's just run it together. And of course, just him being competitive, he'd just smoke me every single time, leave me, and I'd just be, you know, upset and mad the whole time. So I didn't like running for the longest time because it was a, you know, punishment or something I had to get through before I wanted to do something I wanted to do. But yeah, that was the start. Yeah, in the Flatmobile now. So this route right here is actually the route that Dad would talk about to the Wisemans and back. So these like my first runs were just down this stretch of road right here, half mile out, half mile back. You know, we got this little downhill here, we got the uphill right there coming up. But yeah, it's pretty flat after this. But yeah, these are the first runs of those, you know, dreaming days, hating it. You know, then we learned to love it a little bit. So,
You ever think about it when you're driving down?
Always. I mean, I can't be on this road whether I'm running or driving where I don't think about, like, you know, running this thing. It's just I've ran it probably hundreds of times. You know, still to this day, like if I ever have like a rare 10-minute jog or something like that, I'll go out and just hit this road, and you know, you get all these similar thoughts from where you were and how far you've come. You know, at one point just trying to be, you know, just trying to run for basketball, and then, you know, one day you're running and you're trying to be the best ever. It's just you know, different thoughts and emotions every time. But yeah, it's a good one. It's a Cade Flatt special.
Now, Cade generally likes to run a little bit more of an even-paced race. So going out 50 point is a little bit hot. You can see him starting to move up now.
He is moving.
He is moving. Cade is swinging into lane 2 to see if he can make it. God is pulling away from the field. He is absolutely rolling. 144. Cade, it's going to be close. It's going to be really, really close. 146.45 is the time we are looking to beat as we're waiting for the times to populate on the screen. 146.45 is the time to beat. Enos Ibadan was 146.29.
We are waiting patiently. Cade,
146.51. Oh, 146.51 from Cade Flatt, the high school senior from Kentucky, the Ole Miss commit.
Got a month. The win, fastest Logano, 145.02.
Come for the hell of a run.
Cade, one heck of a race out there, so close, 0.06 away from that record. How are you feeling right now?
I feel good. I'm happy with it. You know, I'm a little disappointed. I think I'm the best ever. I think I should have hit that mark today, but you know, I'm coming. It's May 20th. That said June, so it's still May. I came out here a little early, you know, in about 2 weeks, and I said, hey, I think I feel ready. Came out here, gave my best shot, but I still got time. I ain't done yet.
You still got time, absolutely. How did that feel for you physically? How was that effort?
Yeah, I felt good. You know, I wasn't really sure. I thought I was going out in 50.8. I don't know. I wasn't sure. I didn't want to go out too fast, too hard. But you know, I think I went out a little slow. But yeah, again, it's May 20th. So I mean, I feel good. I feel dangerous, and I was coming on those guys.
Yeah, you were a heck of a kick there in that last stretch. Well, congratulations. We know you've got that .06 in you, and we look forward to seeing it. Congrats.
I appreciate that.
I have a feeling that this will not be the last time we see Cade Flatt attempt to get the high school national record. Let's not for 1 second be disappointed with seeing a high schooler run 146.5.
So that time moves him to number 2 in history. Granville's record survives another day.
Expectation for tonight was national record. You know, I felt good going in. I said June, mid-June a while ago in April when I ran 147.04, and you know, I felt it coming. Everything was leading up perfect, and then got out there and just fell a little short. Not worried about it. I'm right there. I mean, little things being, you know, cut off or running in lane 2, those little things, that's .06 second. I'm happy with my performance, but I'm not done yet. I'm still climbing. There's no shortcuts. And the 800 is so different because there's so many ways you can do it, so many ways you can train for it. But there's no shortcuts. There's no anything like that. It's hard. It's hard to get to a level where, you know, you're competing with the best, and you can get opportunities like this, and you have to, you know, keep yourself grounded. And you know, I get comments all the time. It's like, you know, Cade's not very humble. I don't like this, how he's not humble, blah, blah, blah. You know, I humble myself weekly in practice. You know, my workouts humble me. When I'm sitting there in the, you know, beating sun and I can't breathe anymore and I got one more rep left, you know, that's where I'm humble. That's where that comes from, and that's where that work ethic comes from, and that's where, how it shines on the track. So there's no shortcuts. It's tough.
We were basketball, football kind of people, and started going and doing that, and it was kind of interfering with track a little bit. And his coach was like, "Now he's going to be really good at track." And I'm like, "Well, he's really good at basketball too." But we were just doing track for fun, really, you know, just got to burn off steam and just keep him active and keep him busy. But he goes and runs his first 800 in a track meet, and it was I think his second track meet that he ever ran. In the first one, I think he ran a mile, but the second one he ran the 800, and goes and runs, and then we go to, and he wins it. A sixth grader doesn't usually, you know, sixth graders are just usually out there just to be in the race. He goes and wins the 800 at this middle school track meet, and he beat him pretty bad, but you know, just what it is. Well, then we go to the next track meet, and someone comes up to me and says, "Steven, you know your son is like the number 1 or number 2 800 runner in the country for a sixth grader." I said, "No, what are you talking about?" He said, "Yeah, on mile split." I'm like, "What's mile split?" Never heard of mile split. So they pull up on their phone, they show me, there it is, Cade Flatt and his time, and so I went and told him, I said, "You know, I heard of mile split." He goes, "No." I said, "Well, you're like the number 2 runner in the country by like 5 seconds right now." And he goes, "Really?" I said, "Yeah." I said, you can beat that." I said, "Just run fast, 5 seconds faster than the last time, you'll have this record." So he goes out, and I think he runs 12 seconds faster, you know, kind of really puts it on. And so from that point, we come back the next day. Of course, I've got a mile split account the next day, and I'm looking at all this stuff and seeing all this stuff, and that's kind of where the obsession started with how far can we take this for him, how far he can go.
Shake everything out of the legs. Thank you. Shake everything out. And had a busy day. Run goal, win 4. Win 4, get 40 points down from Marshall County.
Final exchange. Marshall County, your champion.
He's an alien. That's who he is.
Why do you say that?
He's not from here. I mean, no man can do what he's doing. So that's how I feel about it. How about you?
Yeah, what he said. Our best 400 runner, our best 4x400 runner, our best 4x800 runner, one of our best high jumpers. Yeah.
Welcome to my crib. Here, that was the first medal I ever won, and then this is through 8th grade, and this is freshman year through senior year through last Saturday, but missing the COVID year. So yeah, and then I got national record right above my bed. I said, believe it. So first thing I see in the morning, last thing I see at night. So all the time. So we're thinking, got the whole Rocky movie collection, Jim Ryan book right there. So yeah, speaking on that fighter's mentality that people always talk about, that's where it comes from. Greatest movies ever made. So and as a kid, like I was watching Rocky when I was probably like 4. I mean, up until now, I watch them every year, all the time. You know, before big races, and you know, going out to Philadelphia, June 17th. You know, I'm gonna have to get on the steps, run up those. So, but yeah, I mean, just like I attribute like what they said earlier about like the motivation and stuff as a kid, like you know, instilling discipline and things like that. Well, I mean, those movies, watching watching the Rocky movie, and then going and trying to crank out as many push-ups as I could in my room, or going running. You know, those are huge inspiration in my life for sure. Yeah, that's that Rocky pose right there.
The trampoline's in the background. He's saying, "You want a piece of meat?" Because he didn't know that it was a "you want a piece of me." He's like, "You want a piece of meat?" He thought he was bad in that outfit.
Such a small town, everybody knows everybody, and you know it always means a lot when a school team brings something home for them. I got other stuff for myself to worry about this year, but today is strictly for the community, for the team, and guys I'm there with every day at practice, you know, who today's their last day running, you know. Some of these guys won't get another shot at running track and field again in their lives. So I'm blessed where today's not my last day, so I'll put today aside and do it for them.
He drilled me in practice one time. Got caught in lane 1. Don't do that.
Dangerous.
I got 15 minutes. Yeah, you can't go back.
Huh?
I got 15 minutes.
So you start warming up.
It's only 25 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. You got to move around, get your body ready to warm up.
Didn't you do a little warm up out there?
I got my little warm up in out there.
How'd you do?
I'm not playing.
Job's not finished.
I don't do this for fun. It's my job. It's my life. So being in here to have fun today. Good win. That's what we gonna do.
You know, I've won like state titles for myself and national titles for myself and all this stuff, but today, like, you know, it's just for Marshall County. I'm not going for anything time or any glory really. It's just getting points on the board, winning events. So, you know, taking precautions on the body and staying safe. So.
In lane 5, Cade Flatt.
I'd say I started taking it more seriously after my 7th grade year. So my 6th grade year, I ran a 2:08 as a 6th grader at the state meet and got 3rd. And then, you know, I was number 1 6th grader in the country that year. And then 7th grade, I ended my season with, I don't know what I was at. I think I was at like a 2 flat at the time. Ended my season, then I was, you know, did the whole AAU Junior Olympics thing, and I ended up breaking 2, ran 159 as a 7th grader, and got 2nd in the country. So get kind of once I got to that stage, I was like, okay, I'm second in the country right now for my age group, and that's, I guess, when I was kind of like, okay, maybe basketball's not my thing.
Here they come to the finish, that is Cade Flatt. Going to take the state championship.
People see that result, they see the races, they see, and even see him practicing, but what people don't see is how committed he is to his craft, I guess. You know, he's 24/7 is working on it. Track is constantly on his mind, the race is constantly on his mind, improvement is constantly on his mind. And the best thing is it's all him. You know, his mother and I we sit back and just watch. You know, if he doesn't get up and run to practice today, or run at practice, or stretch or do anything, you know, it's all on him. And we just get to sit back and kind of be bystanders as well and watch, and we just support it in any way that we can, get him what he needs.
Final marks.
What's it going to take to get to where you want to be?
What's it going to take? I guess it's unknown. Like, I don't know. I saw like a quote one time, and it was like the man who loves walking will walk farther than just the man like who's trying to get to the destination, I guess. And so, like, in my head, I really don't have any limits set, or like, okay, if I run 144, I'll be happy enough to, hang the spikes up and call it a career. But I don't have any expectations or any limits set. I'm just working hard to, be the best ever. That's the goal from the start. If you're in something and you're not trying to be the greatest to ever do it, why are you doing it?
It's Marshall County Flat down the home stretch. Cade Flatt.
Come on, Cade! Come on, Cade! Ready, man, Cade!
152.93. Your champion, Cade Flatt. Congratulations.
It's not a kind of just for fun thing for me. Track isn't, it's like a life. It's basically like my job at this point. I take it real seriously. Training, meets, things like that. And it's, the sacrifices you have to make all the time. I don't, I miss a few high school parties. I miss doing things. I'm traveling on the weekends. I don't just get to hang out, stay out late, do what I want, or do it, normal high school kids do all the time. So yeah, I take it real serious, and I don't have any limits set. Yeah, no limits. So first, I'll take you to my church out here. It's pretty, and it just shows the kind of the town I'm in. It's just so so rural, so small. Sunday morning, driving out here, sun's out, all these this farms, the trees, everything in Kentucky. It's a beautiful part we live in. I'm one for good scenery, I guess. Nice sunset, nice sunrise, stars out, nature, things like that. But yeah, it's pretty out here. Every Sunday morning, just about when we're in town or not coming off a big traveling day, well, you find me here. Before New Balance Nationals, it was the weekend before, my pastor was saying this line. It was just like sermon. It was like it was for me. I wouldn't be there the next Sunday because I'd be in New York for New Balance, and the whole thing was about like fear is the opposite of faith. And I've said that a few times in interviews and stuff. But it's so true, and just that whole weekend, everything just lined up perfect. It was just like fear is the opposite of faith. Everything that I do, and whether I'm falling flat on my face or I'm running a national record, it's part of God's perfect plan. So what am I to be scared of? So.
Our time, our moment. How much time? We stay ready so we don't have to get ready.
Everything that happens is not always going to be positive. Everything that happens isn't always going to be a good thing. But it's how you react to that. It's how you get better for the next time. And I think Cade's mentally tough in that aspect, and hopefully, with his mother and I, and how he's been raised, has helped with that aspect too.
A lot of people on the outside looking in, they see you at these bigger meets competing as like an individual and like not as much with your team, but between Trials of Miles and this meet, like you had the state championships, and you were representing your high school team. You went out there and competed in a couple relays with them. What sort of like, what was that relationship like, I guess, with you and your teammates? Because like you wanted to win for them multiple times.
Yeah. And that's the thing, like people don't see, and people probably think that people probably think I'm a selfish guy or something. I'm all in it for me. But my teammates back home, my coach that I'm stuck with, I'm a very loyal guy. I'm loyal to those who've been loyal to me. If you're good to me, I'll be good to you, and I'll do anything for anybody. So, loyalty.
Senior state champions in the boys 4x400 meter relay, 3:19.65, Marshall County.
Place to watch a high school basketball game in the country. Marshall County's gym. It's like a arena around it. It's in the middle of this place. But yeah, here's the track. This is the office right here. So this is it. That's where the magic happens. Even Kentucky doesn't even have any like pro sports teams or anything. So high school sports, college sports is all we got. So Marshall County is, everybody lives here is a big Marshall County fan and a big UK fan, pretty much. So pretty much just like this. It's all quiet, just me and Coach out here, me and Andrew Johnston. All the other guys' seasons are kind of finished, so just out here by ourselves. Next week we'll probably shift to, we'll start working later at night because I'll be running at like 6:45 or something like that. So we'll switch it to, we'll put the lights on, and stuff gets too dark out here. It's always nice. So, always like running here just because you got the start line, you have the big stands, you got, there's always stuff going on. You got a little building here, you got a backstretch crowd, you got the woods down that way. You kind of come in, the fans lean over that rail and stuff. I hate a boring track with just bleachers and just fields everywhere. There's no excitement. Sometimes you need something to do, something to look at during races. So during like a mile, when you're out there racing for 4 minutes, it gets boring. You know what I mean? So I'm definitely blessed. Like any great athlete is, it's like genetically, God gives you some God-given ability. But yeah, I work hard for all I do, and getting opportunities like here in Philly. I'm coming up June 17th, going for the national record, and I've worked really hard for it, and I've seen it from the start. And just ready to seize every opportunity I get.
You've cited Muhammad Ali, Conor McGregor before. Like, is there something that when you look at just their body of work as athletes that you really want to try and emulate?
Yeah, and I think there is something in common with the greatest, those that are considered some of the greatest of all time. You got even throw Prefontaine in there. It's this mentality, and it's this complete total buying into I'm the best. I'm gonna come out here and be the best and perform. Conor, Ali, Prefontaine, they all did the same thing, and they're all considered some of the greatest of all time. So I think there's something to that, and I think people should take some from those guys and not try to be like, no, they need to be more humble. I'm going to sit here and shell up and not say what I think or not put it out there. I think, draw inspiration from those guys, and, draw inspiration from me. I'm a kid who's came out here and said what I want to do, and, I'm almost there. I'm not there yet, but I'm almost there, and, I'm just chasing my dreams and working hard every day to do so.
All right, so I had to see it for myself. The 300-meter jog and then just a couple drills, it's real.
Yeah, it kind of bothered me at first when we first started doing this. We'd go to track meets, and the guys who were running against, they're out running for 30 minutes before, maybe 45 minutes, running all over you'd see them down the street running and going everywhere. I'd say, Cade, don't you want to warm up? He'd go out and come back in 3-4 minutes. I'm like, or whatever, and I'm like, are you good? Is that it, Dad? I'm good. Well, he was beating these guys every time. So finally I just said, okay, he's good. I'm gonna leave him alone, let him do what he does. So that's it.
Let's clear the air and set the record straight on just exactly what your training is like. Because what is it? The other day, your last workout before this,
my last workout was it was like 2 sets of 3 120s at 400 pace. So
I think the reason why we're so obsessed with high school kids training load
you know that everyone's like, he's training like a pro. He's, he's gonna burn out. There's no way. And then I love it's like, no, he's fine.
I came out and said I do 12, 15 miles a week, and then I go look back at the training log and I lied. I'm doing 5 miles a week, really. I had a week where I did 3 miles a week, 3 miles 1 week. So like, I'm barely hitting things. I'm just getting speed stuff, and there's strength side to the 800 as well, and that's going to come later on in the years, and that's where that upside is going to take off.
As bad as I want to be the best ever, it's not in high school. It's not what's important. If I run 145 in high school and then just fall off, nobody cares. What have I accomplished? Nothing. So. Yeah, it's coach, just do as little as possible, get you to the highest level. That's the philosophy.
There is nothing quiet about Cade Flatt, but that is why he has taken the track and field world by storm, brimming with confidence and backing it up with his running. And now it is a chance for Cade Flatt to run himself into the record books. Needs to shave 600ths off his best as he targets 1:46.45. He has Judson Lincoln pacing him to really push him here.
I can go out in 24. I ain't scared of that.
It's showtime.
Benton Lincoln IV from Columbia, Maryland, wearing hip number 10 from Benton and Philadelphia, Cade Flatt.
He is #1 in the nation. Ladies and gentlemen, he's already run 1:46.51. The national record is 1:46.45.
So you're standing on the start line and they haven't set on your marks yet, but you got that it's like that 30 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Like what's in your head at that moment? Is it blank? Is it just like focus? Or are you telling yourself are you going through like scripture in your head? Are you going through like trust yourself? Or are you just like?
It's going through, I'll sit there and during warm-ups, I don't know, people like see me or people, there's people like videoing me, taking pictures and stuff like that. And I'm mouthing to myself all the time saying best ever. About it. New Balance, like I said I got best ever on my mirror. This is that right there. See that every day. Gotta eat, sleep, and breathe it. So, yeah, that's the note right there.
On your mark.
And there they go. Judson Lincoln out of Columbia, Maryland goes right to the front. And he's headed to Virginia Tech. He has a 46.37 400 PR, and he is going out on 800-meter record pace, hoping for Cade Flatt to follow him to a national high school record. There is Flatt and Micaiah Ellis of Toronto running right next to him. So it is Ellis and Flatt with Lincoln out there doing the pacing work out in front. The Starry's already been dropped a bit. He is back in that second group. But it looks like Cade Flatt's got some early competition here. Micaiah Ellis running with him. 50-31 for the opening 400 for Judson Lincoln. We'll see when he steps off the track. Cade Flatt goes 51-15. Flatt getting on the back of Judson Lincoln here. And now Lincoln steps off, and Cade Flatt is going. Attacking that 1:46.45 national record. Flatt in the lead. Charles Stock running in second. But Flatt is leaving the rest of the field behind. So he's going to set the record. He's going to have to do it by himself here at the end. 1:32 and counting as he comes off the bend for home. Looking to beat 1:46.45. Here comes Cade Flatt down the chute. The 18-year-old from Benton, Kentucky, headed to Ole Miss.
Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness! 1:46.48. Oh my goodness!
What was he doing going out with me? I was running lane 2 for 400 meters. Yeah. Pretty great.
I was afraid that might happen, that there would be some kid that would try to get in it and keep him from doing it, you know, and that's kind of what happened. You know, that's part of it, you know, that's going to be in any race, you know, so it's just part of it. But, hey, come out and competed and won. Wasn't in the cards.
You know, I can already say I'm the second fastest 800 meter runner ever. You know, so I came out here today, you know, I can say I'm a national champion. I want to do something I haven't done. You know, that's why I do this for. That's why I wake up every day. I push myself and I PR, but I didn't do what I wanted to do today.
So morning after yesterday's race, being so close, you got the chance to sleep on it. How are you feeling about it? A little bit better than yesterday?
Yeah, I was a little upset last night being that close, but you know, I assessed like the body this morning and the mind. Like I'm ready to go again. You know, I'm looking forward. I got U.S. trials this week, so I'm just excited to get out there. You know, next steps. Great job. I showed that I felt good afterwards because I got more in the tank, but yeah, I'm like you said, we might just be saving for U.S. Worlds. So I don't know. I feel like, you know, 146.48 and 15-mile-an-hour winds. That ain't bad. That ain't fine with me. It's impressive. So we'll see what happens.
It's time to move on to the next thing now.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, we're gonna finish the season at 146. What did you go 4.8 in December? You to take it. And you're like, no way, I'm not gonna do that. That'd be awesome.
What was your quote during the indoor season? It was like dragging them out into deep waters or whatever it was. Yeah. That kid who went out yesterday in that first lap drowned.
I saw it. Yeah, and it was, and that's the most annoying thing. I was in lane 2, 400 meters out, and it's like, and I know that's not like an excuse. It's not my fault. Like, you know, that's gonna happen in races and stuff.
Especially next week.
Especially next week, right? But it's just like when it comes down to like 0.03, every little thing matters, and it's like, you know what, just run your own race and not trying to run mine. I get that national record, but it's coming. Season as a whole, you know, it's as you know, goal setting and determined I've been to get this, you know, one mark, and you know, still yet to reach it. You know, I'm pleased. I've put in a lot of hard work, and you know, I've pushed myself past the limits that I never thought I'd be at, you know, a year ago. So this whole season, whether, you know, is putting that national record mark as the goal and getting that close to it and setting a 4-second PR this year alone, say I stop now, say I, you know, stepped away today, and I can be happy with that.
You know, his parents were really proud and thrilled to death, you know, just seeing his progression, you know, over all the years. But, you know, and he said he's progressed greatly every year. But this year, you know, and every year I keep saying, you know, there's going to be a point where we slow down a little bit. It's got to be, and I assumed it would be this year. You know, based on where he was last year. You know, getting a 3-second or 4-second PR from last year was kind of unthinkable, and he's worked through all that, and just seeing his dedication and sacrifice he's made, couldn't be more proud of him.
His dedication and the time he spent working towards his goal, and then his mindset, even while he doesn't get it, like he's still working, like he's already ready for the next race. He's already thinking and planning for Oregon, and I mean, I couldn't be more proud of him.
People think it's a lot about the goal too, but you know, as a competitor and someone that's trying to be the best, if you don't have that goal, what are you really, you know, doing? I mean, okay, I'm going to try to get improved. I'm going to try to win this race, or do you want to try to be the best you can be? And whatever mindset that takes, whatever mental determination, you know, you have to do to get that, is worth it. And he's pulled that off.
Say, I thought of this morning, that I would title an article, "When Winning Isn't Enough." I mean, because as a mom, like, he's first place, awesome, yay, you're first place, you get a medal, and I know that he is disappointed, disgruntled, still hungry. And as a mom, I have to encourage him and be like, but I can't just say, oh, you got first place, you got a medal, and act like it wasn't a big, you know, I know that he wanted more. I just have to say, keep working. It kind of changes the way we encourage him a little bit, because first place is great, but I know he wanted even more than that.
Can't wait to see what happens in the future. You know, we're just going to go. It's taking us to Philadelphia. It's taking us to New York. It's taking us to, you Mobile to Seattle. It's taking us to Oregon. Where else is it going to take us? The track's great.
What's next for Cade Flatt?
Just chasing greatness. Same goals. Be the best ever. High school. Now it's going into college, going into collegiate career. It's the same thing. If you're not working to be the best at something, then what are you working for? This is what I put my all into, and I want to be the best. I don't want to be the second best or the third best. I want to be remembered, make history. So that's the goal. Same thing, same goal.
Perfect. That's it.
Where do you get the we talked a little bit about the competitiveness.
Yeah.
Where does the confidence in yourself come from? Does it come from you or does it
Yeah. It definitely comes from training. All my doubt is when you step on the line and you're doubtful of yourself, then you're probably thinking you're going back. Oh, I should have been going to bed earlier. I should have been eating right. I should have been drinking a lot of water. I should have been. I should have pushed a little extra bit in that workout, and when I get on the line, I know that I've done all those things right. There's no regrets when I get on that line. I just go do the job, see what happens. And then another part of it is right before New Balance Nationals indoor, before this whole kind of thing took off or whatever, my preacher was this sermon. It was just perfect, written up, and it was he was preaching about fear is the opposite of faith.
Mm-hmm.
So whether you go out there and break a national record or get on a world team or win a gold medal or finish dead last or don't finish the race, it's all part of God's perfect plan.
Mm-hmm.
And it's all planned out for you, written up that way. So what are you to be afraid of? At the end of the day, it's going to work out perfect. Destiny doesn't make mistakes. So I get on the fearless every time because I know I'm going to go out there and give it my all. And if my all isn't good enough on today, then there's a reason for that. There's a reason for me not making the final. There's a reason for me not being on Team USA. There's reasons for everything. Being that close and all year long pushing me has just pushed me way past beyond anywhere I thought I could be this year. So everything happens for a reason. God's perfect plan. Fear is the opposite of faith. What can Cade Flatt not do? Am I right?
Get your guitar out.